Well, what happens when you put together an artist and a film producer? Well, with Blake Byers and Andrew Fisher, you get Art Across America. They're going to tell us all about it and how they're helping young kids for school. What an incredible idea that is growing and growing and growing and growing. Okay,
Right.
So Blake, you and Andrew have been friends for a long time now.
Yeah.
And somehow you got into this conversation about doing something that has to do with art and traveling and kids. And
Yes.
what is this?
Well, basically, it's a documentary film that we're going to be working on. We're going to be taking 4 artists, and we're going to be traveling from San Diego to New York City and stopping in 13 different cities. And it'll be the first traveling art exhibit by train.
Wow.
And our hopes are that we will be able to work with community centers and schools along the way, teaching kids art that don't have the ability to create or they just have never had this, opportunity. Really.
Right, and so many schools now are unfortunately cutting their art programs, cutting their music programs, cutting their PE programs.
Right.
But and so this is going to help those who are kind of missing out on that right now.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, definitely. And with that being said, Andrew has been making films and I've been making art, and so our idea was, let's work together and help to promote art and help kids that don't have that opportunity to get that opportunity.
So what are you looking for in terms of telling this story? Have you kind of thought about how, of course it's a documentary, but there's a story there.
Yeah.
Have you thought?
There is a story there. The thing is with a lot of documentary films, that what I look for in a documentary is when you start, you don't really know what the story is going to be. And it's from those people and those experiences that you get with the different children that we're going to be working with, from the teachers, from the people affected by it, as well as the artists in all those different cities, everyone's viewpoint. Hopefully, from that, you can go ahead and get a story, and the story almost tells itself, which is going to be interesting to watch unfold. Yeah.
So when you get to New York, you've got some big things planned.
Yes.
We do. So in each area that we stop in at, we'll be working with the kids, and they'll be constructing art with each of the 4 artists, including myself, and then we'll take those pieces and we will comprise, depending on the artist, obviously they'll decide what we're going to do with it, but we're going to then show the art in New York City, so it'll kind of be like the
silent auction. Yeah,
Nice.
pretty much silent auction. Try to raise as much money as we can for them. We're going to donate them off, try to get as much money as we can for the pieces themselves, and then give the schools and the community centers and the different places back that money so that they can put it back into their art program.
So the same ones that you would have visited along the way are then going to reap the benefits of,
Yes.
oh wow, that's incredible, that's
great.
exciting.
Yes.
And so how young could an artist be? In terms of this particular aspect, when you all are out there looking for community centers and schools and working with the kids, how is young too young or?
No, definitely not. We both feel that we're all born artists.
Yeah, it's
really.
quite the opposite with that.
Is
Pablo Picasso, he had a quote that was. He said something along the lines of, it's not becoming an artist that's hard, it's how to stay one once you get older. And kids, you look at toddlers, and as soon as they can hear music, they start dancing, they're dancers. Or as soon as they can get their hands on some crayons, they're coloring all over walls.
Or themselves.
Or they're singing, or themselves, or singing, or, and all that stuff. And you're born an artist, you start that, and it's a learning process, it helps your learning. And I think as we get older, a lot of people, we stop and we start doing the normal day jobs, and we do all these things that are great, but you kind of forget that part of yourself. So we kind of want to bring that back and show that's actually important, because it helps kids learn. It makes it fun.
How's it been for you, Blake?
That's one reason why we started to actually think about making this documentary. If it wasn't for art, I don't know where I would be. I have no idea. So. I remember a specific moment when I was living in Evansville, Indiana, where I knew that I wanted to make art. I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I knew that the lifestyle of an artist was what I really wanted to accomplish within my lifestyle. And there's a gentleman who was painting on the Ohio River, on the boardwalk there. and there were these people standing around. They were so interested in what he was doing, and he was creating these awesome paintings of the scene that we were looking at, and then he was imposing spaceships and alien interesting pieces in the
And as a
painting
young
itself.
one,
I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, I remember this couple walking by me, and I never even spoke to this gentleman, but the couple that walked by me, they just were so happy, and they were so full of life, and that's what I wanted to give back to everybody that comes into contact with my art.
You looked at it, and you saw it, and you said, "I want that."
Yes,
yeah.
right. Yeah.
You got that thing
Yeah.
that happens that says, "Yeah, that's
Right.
me. That's what I want to do." Yeah.
And I think it has a lot to do with, you know, just the way that you're raised, and like Andrew said, you know, we're all artists when we're born, but somewhere along the lines, life happens, and you know, other things become more important, and so we just really want to promote that kind of lifestyle with everybody that we come in contact with this film.
And I think just through your eye, there's things that you kind of catch and see. It's made you want to.
Definitely. I mean, and the thing is, the thing that we're mostly looking for is that these places that need it the most are probably some of the kids that need this emotional outlet. They need something to go ahead and some way to express themselves, because they find that the art cuts that are being cut, most of them are coming from the most impoverished areas.
Right.
And those are the kids that are going to be turning to things that might not be as positive as something that's just creating and getting their, you know, whether it be aggression or you know, love or whatever they are feeling at the time, putting it into a piece of paper or putting it into some music or dancing, you know, whatever. At that point, it's going to be a lot more healthy and a lot more creative.
So Art Across America is going to have us develop some healthy young people here
That's
in
our
country.
endeavor. That's our endeavor.
Well, we appreciate it. We're so glad for your collaboration together, and looking forward to having you come back and tell us about how it all went.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you so
gentlemen,
much
for joining me today. Well, that's it for our show today. I am your host, Elaine Swann. We will see you next time on Oceanside Spectrum right here on KOCT.